Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft on Tower SMP. A few things to touch on before we get into the rest of this video, but I did get a new motherboard, I got that replaced, and then ended up having to chase down several other audio issues, so this episode's a little delayed, and we may or may not even see a Skyblock episode this week. I'll do my best, we'll see what we can do, but at the moment, most of my recording time went into chasing bugs, so probably not. But in the time between episodes, I have been busy. Look at that! Ah! We got the roof on, we got the bell tower shell in place, and we've got floor markings for the inner tower, which we'll talk about later, but for now, I have a couple things that I want to note before we get too far into this one. First off, between episodes, you guys may have seen the short I put out, where I talked about this neat little trick. I need one of you, one of you, one of you, and I think over here I can grab the other stuff that I want. These little lily pad trails I've got going through the swamp here. Grab one of you. Do I have stairs, 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 stairs? I do. Perfect. A stair. Fence post. I can work with that. No signs? Could have sworn I had a sign. Ah, well, we can do it without it. Anyways, if you take any block that can be waterlogged and you put a moss carpet or regular carpet, this works with all the normal carpets as well, on top of it, for some reason, the carpet treats water as if it's a valid block to be placed on. And this works with, as you can see, pretty much any waterloggable block. Stairs, slabs, mangrove roots. Yeah, just all of them across the board. Fences, signs. So you can get these really neat custom lily pads, and using the wool you can have any color: red, blue, yellow, and I've got some fun ideas for all of those in the future, but for just getting across the swamp, I like these. Because if you do it right, unlike I just did, you can use them as like springboards for gliding. And I have them leading all throughout the swamp, so no matter where you're trying to get to out here, if you don't have Frostwalker, you can still get around. I do, and a healthy supply of rockets, so it's mostly irrelevant for me, but for people who visit, it's a good way to get around the swamp. Now, we need to talk about this. So, everything up to about this point, plus some work on the center tower, but we're not doing that yet. That'll come in later episodes. I have a lot of material gathering to do first, and we'll talk about why in a minute. But this whole structure, the bell tower, the roof, this, I've pretty much done up to this point in creative mode so that I would have an idea. Kind of like painting. You get the base shape down. From here, all the detailing work we do from this point forward is pretty much all going to be done freehand in survival. The detail strokes. Like this big andesite wall, we need to texture out the roof. We need to texture out. I've got some fun ideas for that. But let's talk about the lore and what this place is. This structure here is an abandoned temple. It was a temple to either a nature deity, a swamp deity, a life deity, something generally along those lines. Exactly what I'm sure we'll discover together as we work out the lore. But there was some kind of calamity, a natural disaster, a magical calamity, a meteor strike, something that destroyed this place. It smashed the bell tower, it collapsed some of the inner walls, and all of the people here either left or died. Exactly which, I'm sure, again, will work out as we explore the lore of this space, but the interior of this, so like this wall, we're going to have a big segment of this wall kind of collapsed and crumbled and rubble strewn about, and we're going to have moss and grass and greenery and vines and mushrooms kind of overgrowing this place. But on the interior, this place is going to mostly look like it would have when it was abandoned. We're going to have rows of pews that are maybe knocked off kilter or collapsing or falling to mold. But we're going to have rows of pews on each side. We're going to have an upper layer with more pews that all look towards what would have been the center, like dais, where a cleric would speak. Here, these wouldn't have been here at the time, but there are lore reasons here now. We're going to have a big arch going over this so that people on the top row could clearly see the cleric. And then off the sides over here, basically from here over on each side, we're going to wall up. And this back area is going to be the cleric's office. It's going to be living quarters for the people who worked here. It's going to be a lab for preserving the honored dead and an entrance down into a crypt. Right? It's going to be your normal temple fare. Now, at some point after this place sat abandoned for a long time, maybe hundreds of years, but a very, very long time abandoned, a wizard moved in, and he decided to build his tower directly in the center of this crumbled bell tower, which is what these pillars are meant to represent. These are the starting point of the grand tower. And I've set out sort of floor markings. As you can see, these are going to be very vaulted ceilings so that we can fit various kinds of magical accoutrement in each level. And once we get to the top, I have some fun stuff to design for up there as well. But this thing is going to be a lot of fun. Today, we're not working on the exterior. We're not working on the center tower. We're working on the interior of this space, something that I haven't yet touched in creative mode, but I've got some ideas for. So the first thing that we need to do is work on getting the walls run across here all the way up. We need to get the flooring done through both back here and the entire front area. Probably knock out the section of wall we're going to have collapsed, figure out roughly the shape of that. Not all the detailing and texturing of the wall shape and stuff yet, but just at least the shape of the hole and kind of where nature's going to start spilling in. But predominantly, we're going to design this place as if it were yet to collapse, and then sort of start figuring out what's broken, where it's broken, how it's broken. So we're going to get a really good glimpse at what it was like pre-disaster first, and then sort of start taking some liberties on the destruction of the space. So I've got to gather some resources, I've got to get some things together, but we're going to make some really good progress today. So, I'm going to get some things together, and I will bring you guys back in when I've got a little progress to show. Alright, guys, we have got some progress made, yeah! So like I said, we're going to build this in the state it would be in before the collapse, and then we're going to go in and ruin it. We're going to break up some of this polished diorite with regular diorite, you know, make it look aged and weathered. We're going to do some things with, like, the wood textures on the floor to make it look wet in areas where, like, nature is coming through. But importantly, up here from any seat, you can see the center of the pulpit, you can see the top of the bed. So if someone was standing there, and presumably before the tower was built, there would have been, like, a little raised platform for them to work on. Or to speak from. But from anywhere in the room, you can see the speaker pretty much equally. So, that was one of the most important things. I haven't touched the area back here yet. This is, like I said, going to be living quarters, kitchen, place to prepare the dead, and an entrance down into the crypt below. But already, I am loving the feeling of this so much. I cannot wait to ruin it and, like, overflow this place with the... I need to replace those with carpets real quick while I'm thinking about it. Hold on. carpet. Do that. Oop. Yep, Flynn slept through the night. Perfect. I'm not too terribly worried about losing 3 pieces of wood, but that does get our carpet all the way through. We're also going to degrade this carpet, maybe have some, you know, like gray or black kind of representative of mold, have some moss carpets overgrowing it. There's a couple frogs down there. I really need to spawn-proof the entire below area so that mobs stop spawning down there, but again, that's a later problem. For now, though, just the feeling of this place is so grand already. It is exactly what I was hoping for, and I think working out the lore of this place is going to be really fun and also really important to the build process. So I do need to spend some more time thinking about what kind of deity it is that works here that was praised here. Oh yeah, I've been trading with my villagers to get more quartz, so we have a couple more pillars going up. We don't have all of the accent materials we need yet, but it is a new day. And I have some more emeralds, but we'll grab whatever iron we've got available since this thing is continuously running when we're working up there. Fortunately, my voice is a little fried, but that's fine. And again, I really could be saving rockets on this process, but I don't know. We shall see. Okay. And let's buy what we can. Which means probably 2 rounds. I'll always come in. I think I have enough polished diorite for now. So we can get 1 more sets of trade in once he refreshes his trades. I'm going to wait for that and then put in some more pillars, which should get the next one to the top. And then I'll bring you guys back in when we start working on, or when I've got some progress on, the back temple area. Or if something else interesting happens in the meantime. So, I will see you in just a couple of minutes. Alright guys, we are out here on Sheep Island. Why is there a chicken on Sheep Island? Got my eye on you, chicken. Anyways, we're here on Sheep Island because I may have gotten a little bit carried away since the last clip. Just a little bit carried away. Just the teensy, tiny, itsy bitsy littlest bit tremendously carried away since the last clip. So the center tower is mostly done. There's still stuff I need to do around the top, and there's still some detail stuff, but the base shape of it is here and is visible from True's Castle. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. But I also got a little bit of stuff done on the interior as well. Oh, I love my shaders. So, every seat in this place, every single one, can see the middle of that center dais, which looks very dramatic with the new tower there with the red glow. But like from here, if someone was standing in the middle of that area, you would be able to see them speaking. Which was the point of the whole thing. Every seat can see the speaker here. So, and I made sure it was measured from the center of this point, so here. So from this point, every single seat can see the speaker, if you had your dais there and the speaker here. So, I don't have a great way up this thing yet, other than ender pearls, but that was the red chamber. This is the blue chamber. And this is the green chamber. I love it so much. And we get to the ones that actually have daylight. which is phenomenal. And this next one, I need to actually go through this hole, because there's not a waterlogged slab on the other side. And that just brings us up to where our bed's at, and the base of that tower, which we still need a way up into, and what I'll probably do is put a waterlogged slab directly in the middle, so that you can just purl up, just like we did through the rest of the tower. And I may put a waterlogged slab here, just, again, for the sake of not having to go through that hole. Even though it won't actually work as a fall from the next... I mean, hypothetically it could, but we would have to remove that block, and, well, it's part of the detailing. So, speaking of detailing, I've gotten a lot of the just pillar detailing in, but, man, does it go a long way. Jeez. I meant to land up there, but now we're landing down here. It feels so regal. I did a little bit of fun roof shaping. Oh, guys, I got so much done. You know what I didn't get done, though? You know what I didn't even touch? Was the area in the back that I was planning to start on, where the, people who, you know, lived in the temple would live. That area, still completely untouched. Also, I think for these candelabras, I want to use armor stands with a block on the head and just shift it up to where it's partially in those candles. We'll take a look at that in a second. I think I've got an armor stand on me somewhere. Yeah, still have not touched this area at all. So this will be a slightly later problem, but there's actually another thing that's a lot more of a right now problem. Well, not a problem per se. I think that it's a pretty good thing. I signed up for a reason. Danny has his tower challenge to build Tower Town going on, and we got our Tower Town invite book after signing up. Welcome to Tower Town, Season 1 of the Tower Challenges, a town where everyone uses their own styles to build preset buildings. This will either look amazing or ugly. Either way, it will be fantastic. A wheel has been spun and you have been selected to build the courthouse. So that's what we're going to be building, guys. I gotta spend a little bit of time in creative, play around, come up with a courthouse design. That's probably going to be our next episode, is building our tower for Tower Town. Or our build for Tower Town. It doesn't have to be a tower, but I kind of think it might be a tower. I mean, it's the courthouse for Tower Town. If it's not a tower, how is it Tower Town? You have until the 19th of August to complete area, area location. That's overworld coords. It's not far from the shopping district, pretty easy to get to. The border is a placement border. You can build larger or smaller. You don't have to stick to the wool border. Build in any theme you want. So basically what this is saying is there's no, like, unified theme for the town, and there is a wool border to show where this build is intended to be. But if I build something larger or smaller or, you know, dynamically shaped outside of that border, as long as I'm not overlapping on someone else's build, it's okay. And you may have noticed more empty builds. You will be able to complete these builds through tower tasks, where you will earn rewards for undertaking these builds. So, builds that have not been claimed as part of the challenge so far... Man, I love that lighting. Will end up being later tasks in the Tower Trials tower. So, that covers that. And we're not going to worry about going to look at that location right now, because I will take you guys there in the next episode. All of these azalea leaves I've gathered specifically for detailing the top of this thing, and you'll see why soon when we get that far. What might look good? Polished andesite, maybe? I don't think bricks. I think I've got some extra quartz pillars down here. Don't know why I'd have any extra quartz pillars. It's not like I've been building with quartz. Okay. Anyways, oh yeah, we got a happy guest. He's gonna help us with some detailing. He has yet to, only because I have been busy on detailing that did not need his assistance. I don't happen to have 4 gold blocks, do I? No, that's yellow concrete. Yeah, that's fine. 4 iron blocks, maybe? Ditch those 4 glass. I don't need them. Probably go put away some of this extra stuff. Probably go sleep in my bed at the top of the tower! Man, it is a big old boy. I've decided that I need something aesthetic in the world, clearly, given that everything else in the swamp. I've still got to push back the swamp. I've still got to figure that out. Voxy, I have got a mod conflict or something, but Voxy's not loading the water further out than my actual loaded chunks. So I've got to figure out what's causing that issue. But that's a slightly later problem. Alright, so let's see what we've got. This guy, we're going to do arms on, gravity off, base plate off, which is mostly irrelevant. We're going to turn him invisible in a minute anyways, but hold that and then put it on your head. And then we're going to scale you down a bit, maybe there. Oh, that's fine where it's at. Yeah, you need to go up. And you need to go over by, I believe, exactly 1. And then invisible. I think you need to go slightly further over. It's clipping off the edges on both sides there, so maybe I go just a hair larger. And then go down a little bit more. Or maybe I do this with a half slab instead? Don't be invisible. That back in your hand. Give. Thank you. I think it's going to need to be a slab, which actually removes a couple of these options. And let's clean up our pockets a little bit. I ended up buying green dye, which I'm trying to avoid buying stuff, but like, there's an economy for a reason. I just like going through the work of setting up my own technical farms and things. Okay, let's try with one of these. Okay, swap to your head. Invisible again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Off center. Give me that back. Thank you. That's probably slightly more centered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a portion. Okay, that'll be centered, and then this way. Sorry, now I'm getting real pedantic about it. 5. Perfect, perfect. And then it rises up. Okay. Is that better, or would I prefer maybe something a little darker? Polished blackstone slabs? Maybe? Hold on. I actually have some of those in the nether, I think. The moss patches from using the one moss I picked up previously to kind of spread moss and get azalea trees. For all of those leaves. Also so that I can have a bunch of extra azaleas for decoration purposes. Could also use like a trapdoor or something similar. Deep slate, deep slate. Polished blackstone. There we go. See, this nether tunnel's paying dividends. I mean, the nether tunnel project is what brought us all of the little polished blackstone buttons that are used as decorations on that thing. Oh, I love this build. It's so good so far. Okay. We're gonna switch that back to your main hand. Take it. Give you one of those. Swap it with your head. Oh, yeah. I think that's the way to go. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. I only wish... I mean, I could use a second armor stand to make it... Okay, let's... Where is it? I know there's a... Lock interactions. Okay. Yeah, so I shouldn't be able to... Oh, no, I can. Okay. What's the point of locking you? Oh, I think that means that people won't be able to break it. Okay. We could flare it down with a second one. You are at a scale of 0.7. So if we take you and put you at a scale of like 0.4 maybe? Give you one of those. He's so small. Tiny. Diminutive. Okay, we do that. And we're gonna go gravity off. Straight up. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good. Ooh, but now you're going to be really... Oh, yeah, that's right. I can... grab you. Make you invisible. Wait for that to go away. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm actually really happy with that. Okay. Ooh, Okay. Yeah, that's really good. So if I copy the height and the... okay. I'm gonna have to do several more of those, but I'm really happy with that. Now I've just got to figure out some way to, you know, have wax pooling over the sides, but that sounds like a lot more detailing than I want to invest right now. So I'm going to have to make some more armor stands. We'll come back to that. Oh, exciting. Okay, so with that, guys, I am actually well out of time. I'm well past time. Since I've already missed an episode worth of videos, I need to get this rendered and ready to go. So I am going to close it out here. Thank you so much for coming on the adventure, guys, and thank you for your patience while I've been dealing with audio issues and hunting bugs. And I'm really glad to be back into it all. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!